The hardest journey in the world is the journey within oneself. And the first destination of this journey is silence. When conversation becomes meaningless, the value of words slowly begins to fade. Unnecessary talk, repeated again and again, often turns into a lack of impact. And sometimes, our own tongue becomes the greatest enemy of our dignity. Let us see how a young man transformed his personality by giving up meaningless talk. Ahmed was a 21-year-old energetic young man. He was in his third year at university, with thousands of dreams in his mind. But one habit had made him seem insignificant in everyone's eyes. Since childhood, Ahmed had been extremely talkative and loud. He believed that speaking more would earn him attention. But the opposite was happening. Have you ever felt like no one takes you seriously, even though you're always part of the conversation? Meet Ahmed. He was feeling restless, wondering why he felt so disrespected at home and among his friends. People would interrupt him or just tune him out. He couldn't understand why. One afternoon, he came home from university, tired and starving. "Mom, where are you? I'm so hungry. Does anyone even care about me in this house?" he yelled. His mother, looking weary, replied calmly, "Just 2 minutes, son, I'm getting your food." But Ahmed didn't stop. It's the same thing every day. Always late. He saw his younger sister quietly leave the room. His brother, sitting right there, just put on his headphones. In that deafening silence, Ahmed had a sudden, painful realization. Even in his own home, surrounded by family, he was completely alone. He thought his loudness made him seen, but it was actually making him invisible. His constant noise wasn't bringing people closer, it was driving them away. Sometimes, the loudest voice in the room is also the loneliest. Ever feel like no one listens to you, like your words just disappear into thin air? It's a tough spot to be in, and it's exactly where a young man named Ahmed found himself. He was smart, he had opinions, but whenever he spoke, people would just brush him off. It felt like he was invisible, and his heart grew heavy with frustration. Why did no one value him? One afternoon, sitting alone and feeling completely dejected, an elderly man with a kind and gentle face sat down beside him. He noticed Ahmed's sadness and asked what was troubling him. Ahmed poured out his heart, explaining how his words felt worthless and how he longed for respect. The old man listened patiently, then smiled softly. He said, "My dear son, the problem isn't what you say, but how often you say it. A treasure is only valuable because it is rare. If gold littered the streets like stones, would anyone care for it?" Ahmed looked confused. The elder continued, "Your words are your treasure. Guard them. In our faith, we are taught that the tongue is one of the greatest tests. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that whoever believes in God and the last day should either speak good or remain silent. Silence isn't emptiness. It's a space for wisdom to grow. When you speak less, your words carry more weight. People will lean in to hear them, knowing they are chosen carefully." He explained that constant chatter devalues our speech. But when we choose our moments, when we speak with purpose, to offer kindness, to share knowledge, or to stand for truth, our words become powerful. They become a source of good, not just noise. From that day on, Ahmed practiced the art of meaningful silence. He listened more than he spoke. He thought before letting a word leave his lips. And slowly, a change began. When he did speak, people turned to listen. His words were thoughtful, insightful, and full of substance. He wasn't just another voice in the crowd. He was a source of wisdom. He finally earned the respect he had craved, not by speaking more, but by valuing the power of his own silence. So, if you ever feel unheard, remember Ahmed's lesson. Guard your tongue like a treasure. Speak good, or let your silence speak volumes. You'll be amazed at how much more people will value what you have to say. Science also says that continuous talking increases stress hormones like cortisol, reducing focus. But silence activates the hippocampus, helping create new brain cells, improving memory and emotional balance. Silence recharges the mind. Psychologically, a person who talks too much becomes predictable. People think, he only talks. But a person who speaks less carries authority. People wait for his words, because they know that when he speaks, it will be meaningful. Ahmed listened carefully. For the first time, he realized his mistake. He asked, "So should I stop speaking completely?" The old man smiled and replied, "No, son. Just stop speaking without purpose. Here is your challenge. For the next 1 month, Do not raise your voice at home. When someone speaks to you, pause for a few seconds before replying. Speak only when you have something valuable to say. Otherwise, just smile. Ahmed promised and returned home. He began his silence experiment. When his mother served food late, he didn't shout. He smiled and said, "It's okay, Mom." His mother was surprised. For the first time, she saw peace on his face. The first 2 days were difficult. He felt the urge to shout like before, but he remembered the old man's words. Slowly, his sister and brother began sitting with him. At university, he started listening more. People noticed a new Ahmed. Now, when he spoke, the entire class listened attentively. After a month, Ahmed returned to the same park. The old man was sitting on the bench, enjoying the sunlight. Ahmed ran to him and respectfully touched his feet. "Sir, you changed my life. I now have respect at home. Friends seek my opinion. And most importantly, I sleep peacefully at night. I realize my tongue was my greatest enemy, and my silence became my greatest friend." The old man placed his hand on Ahmed's head and said, "Always remember, words are cheap like dust, but used correctly, they become diamonds. Silence is not weakness. It is a power that gives weight to your words. Respect does not come from speaking more, but from speaking meaningfully. When you control your tongue, the world begins to come under your control." Friends, do you also feel that your words are no longer valued? Then start speaking less and listening more from today. If you like this story, share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to Wiley Story Network so together we can become better human beings. Thank you. See you in the next video.